What's up guys, welcome back. Koei Tecmo sent me over an early review copy of Atelier Sophie 2, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Dream, and although I was a bit of a skeptic at first, it has won me over in many a way. There are some things which I would have liked to see worked out in a different way still, but it is clear that several aspects have been incorporated from other Atelier games, such as the Atelier Mysterious Trilogy and Atelier Ryza, but even from Blue Reflection Second Light. Yet at the same time establishing this game as an unmistakable part of that wonderful set of the Atelier Mysterious games. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's dive in. For those of you afraid of spoilers, rest be assured here that there are none. I'll leave it up to you to discover this lovely game all by yourself. Speaking of which, if you're new to our protagonist and alchemist Sophie and haven't played the first part yet, or for that matter, any part of the Mysterious Trilogy, then you do have the option to get up to speed with the happenings of Atelier Sophie, the Alchemist of the Mysterious Book. If you're still planning on playing that and don't want it to be spoiled, you can opt to skip the recap. There are, however, a good deal of references to its predecessor, which will spoil it in one way or another still. That said, you would do well to play the first Atelier Sophie game before diving into this new adventure. Atelier Sophie 2, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Dream is set between Atelier Sophie, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Book and Atelier Firis, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Journey, and takes a different route altogether by exploring a dream world in which Sophie and Plachta get sucked in, something which is the perfect opportunity for developer Gust to further expand upon the lore surrounding Sophie, her grandmother Ramizel, best friend Plachta, and more. You'll meet a brand new cast of characters, and although I do miss some of Sophie's old friends, these new faces do relate in interesting ways to the cast of characters of the first part, but I will leave it up to you to find out just how. Gameplay wise, there are some big departures from its predecessor, whilst other parts are only slightly tweaked. Overall, you could say that the pace is much higher than perhaps any Atelier game. Where I found the first Atelier Sophie too slow paced, especially at the initial stage, say the first 10 to 15 hours, the pace in Atelier Firis and Atelier Lydie and Suelle was much improved upon. In this game, however, the pace of character progression, party formation, world exploration, synthesis and battle system are so much the better that I find Atelier Sophie 2 the best entry point in the series from a gameplay perspective alone. Even though Atelier Sophie 2 does not take the open world approach, which makes Atelier Firis such a great game, it is not quite as limited and restricted as Atelier Sophie, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Book. The various places you travel to are much more fleshed out and employ a brand new weather system, something akin to the Legend of Zelda series, in which you have to puzzle through the stages, altering between sunlight and rainfall to unlock new routes and discover new places. This works surprisingly well and makes adventuring through these beautiful locations an absolute pleasure, and ensures you'll be revisiting the same places under different conditions. Furthermore, changing the weather also mixes up the enemies which you'll encounter. Tied into this, we see that the transformation from adventuring to entering a battle has been worked out without any delay or loading screen, even upon completion of the fight. This is perhaps one of the best adjustments to the game, as it maintains the pace and doesn't pull you out of the immersion. Having said that, whereas in Atelier Sophie 1 you would fight with up to 4 active party members, in this game you'll have up to 3 active party members, and up to 3 support characters which can swap with the front row upon performing twin actions, a dynamic which I found to be really enjoyable. Unfortunately, there is no real-time turn-based system employed, the likes of which makes Atelier Ryza 1 and Ryza 2 such fantastic games. But really, that's a personal gripe. Do you remember my review of Blue Reflection Second Light? An absolute must-buy if you're into the Atelier games but want to try something a bit different. Well, I did mention that I expected a few things to be brought over to Sophie 2, and one of them is the shield mechanism surrounding some enemies which you'll have to break first before dashing out some serious damage. The process of gathering materials has been simplified by making use of only one button, regardless of the tool, something which once more increases the steady flow of the game. An entirely new feature though is a mini-game of sorts, which can be played upon gathering at targeted spots, allowing you to increase specific qualities, quantities, amass more coins, etc, etc. The game looks gorgeous and the central town has been planned out really well, something similar to Atelier Ryza 2, but somewhat smaller and cozier. As can be expected, this game is littered with requests and side story content, and fulfilling these requests will have you see your reputation grow. A central element in any Atelier game is of course its synthesis system, the process of alchemy. And it is here that it feels that the Atelier Mysterious games have reached their pinnacle, with a fast-paced yet intuitive tile-based system akin to the others in this series, yet way more refined. A thing which I absolutely love about the original Atelier Sophie is that you'd have to choose which cauldron to use for your recipe to synthesize, something which it appears they have parted with in this successor. What developer Gust did incorporate to great effect though is the alteration of alchemists, each with their own specific recipes to discover and unlock. This is clearly inspired by Atelier Lydie and Sewell, the alchemist and the mysterious paintings, where both sisters have their own ways of synthesizing, like we're seeing on display here with Sophie and Plachta. Speaking of inspired activities, there are plenty of abilities to unlock through a progression system plucked straight out of Atelier Ryza, but I love it. As a cherry on top, there are some really nice things to look for here, the first of which is a Koei Tecmo staple by now. Bonus features in the form of additional costumes, which will be unlocked if you have any save files of the Atelier Mysterious trilogy as well as Atelier Ryza. But perhaps the most important feature is the option to adjust the graphical output of the game in the main menu. It is here that you can choose between an optimized graphical output and the best performance. And having said that, kindly know that all this footage is captured in handheld. And with that guys, I am signing off. I sincerely hope you will be picking up this game, as I have played and finished up many an Atelier game, and Atelier Sophie 2, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Dream, is shaping up to be one of the best Gust outings still. A true gem of a game. If you have enjoyed today's review, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and I will see you next time.